Mic is muted. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first morning of stream. We're doing this ahead of the McNeese game. For those of y'all maybe new to, you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, however you're watching this, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. It's pretty new. We wanted to start more video stuff up on the channel. Let me just go through some of this real quick. Yeah, since the game is, for those of you who maybe tuned into our other streams, we did live watch parties for the LSU UCLA game, the UCLA Hawaii game 2 weeks ago. So every Saturday we try to do a stream, try to just answer some questions, interact with y'all, see how y'all are doing. And this week is no different, even though the game is at home. And this week, obviously, we won't be able to do a watch party because the game is at home. But maybe for 30 minutes here, we can do a Q&A. We can talk about stuff, talk about other games around the country. I'm back in my home setup here in Louisiana in Baton Rouge. So I hope everybody enjoys this. And we're going to keep this quick. For those of you watching on replay on YouTube, feel free to leave a like and let's get into it, man. Everybody drop y'all's predictions for the McNeese State LSU game. I've seen a lot of them throughout the week. And one thing I'll start with is I've been looking for a line for this game for the entire week. The entire week I've been like, can I get a line for LSU McNeese State? I don't gamble, but I love looking at like lines like that. And I haven't been able to find anything. And all of a sudden I get a DM yesterday from someone at North Texas, because as y'all know, I'm from North Texas. And they said LSU by 38.5 yesterday. And so I was like, oh my gosh. Still, it's not up on any gambling sites, I don't believe. But 38.5 for LSU. And guess what my prediction was? My first prediction, well, I made two predictions. I have to stick with one of them. And I think I'm going to stick with the second. But the first prediction I made was LSU 55, McNeese State 17. That is 38 points. And so if the spread is 38.5, I technically picked McNeese State to cover. But in the actual predictions, I picked LSU 55, McNeese 14. So that's my official prediction. 55-14, 100%. That's my prediction. I think LSU is going to put up a lot of points and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's see a couple other predictions here. George Harvey says 52-14, pretty much same line of thought as me. 42-3, I would love to see. I just feel like McNeese is going to break just one big play that we're like not, I don't want to say we're not expecting, but just out of nowhere, they're just going to break like a 30, 40-yard play. And it's going to be really annoying to LSU onlookers, but I think that's just what's going to happen here. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. I think that LSU is a obviously more talented team. I think that they are going to execute much better than they did. However, we know that there are a lot of players out this week, and starting with Austin Deculus, Cam Wire, Ali Gay. So you go down. I think Jay Ward. I expect he is doubtful, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. But at the end of the day, I mean, LSU should be able to just run through this team. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And hold on 1 second. Sorry, I got a call. And I'm not, and I anything less than beating them by 38 more points, I'd be disappointed in. So let's look at a couple things here while I am going. All right, sorry, I had to text. Let's see. Oh, that's way too big. Wait. Here we go. Can y'all see that? I'm assuming y'all can see that. I don't think y'all need the full screen. If y'all want the full screen, here's the full screen. And here actually what I will do as well, pull up some gambling lines for those of you who care about that. And this will be pre-recorded for those of you who want to see how I did. I'm gonna go through and pick some games here. Let's see. Screen share. Hold on, let me share the right one. Here we go, Sportsline. All right. Get me out of this. Can y'all see this? Y'all should be able to see this, right? I think. Yeah, I can see this. All right. Let's see. We got a couple other LSU comments here, I think. Mark Chambers says Mississippi State game will be an evaluation game 100%. I mean, that's really I don't want to overlook Central Michigan though. Central Michigan lost to Missouri by 10 and they were respectable in that game. So I feel like next week we're going to learn a lot about this team. Like still, like yes, Mississippi State is the first SEC game, but I mean, Central Michigan was not a pushover last week, and I expect them to be a decent team, if nothing else. Appreciate your comment. George Harvey. When we put in Nuss, I hope it's open up the whole offense. So I agree. I'm interested to see how much of the offense he can execute. That is the only thing that I really like about Max Johnson over Garrett Nussmeier. I think it's just his experience in the system. I think that he executes plays a lot better as far as just being a little more understanding at the moment. I think Garrett Nussmeier has just as much talent, if not more talent, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Garrett today. Let's see anybody else. Let's see. Adrian. I'm gonna say. Excuse me if I get your name wrong. If we can't manhandle two non-conference teams, we are in trouble. Plain and simple. I agree. I think they should, blow McNeese out by 40, and then they should beat Central Michigan by 17 or so. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I think Central Michigan is a better team than I think the name. When you think Central Michigan, you think like, oh, they're just a nobody, but I think they might be a little better than their name suggests. And we know who Central Michigan is, but it's interesting. Yeah, it's on I think it's on SEC Network if I'm not mistaken, which I get because I have ESPN Plus for $6 or $7 a month, which I've had because I've covered Conference USA the past how many years. I have SEC Network because of that, so I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't think it's on ESPN, like what the main ESPNs that is. All right, let's see. All right, let's look at a couple of these lines here. Let me know if y'all got any picks here. Let's see. I did all right last week in my picks. I'm only gonna pick games I like. Ohio State, Oregon. This is an interesting one. Here's an update for y'all. SEC Network and ESPN Plus. Yeah, I have ESPN Plus, so that's how I'm gonna be at the game, but that's how I'm gonna be streaming the game. If y'all have any picks here or any questions about general college football or LSU, let me know. Oregon, Ohio State. I'm gonna take Ohio State 14.5. I think they are the more talented team, the more explosive team, and Oregon doesn't have Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm gonna take Ohio State here. I feel like we're just scratching the surface against Minnesota last week, and Oregon, albeit Fresno State's a better team than people gave them credit for. I still think that this is a game that Ohio State should win pretty comfortably. So I'm gonna say 14.5. Ohio State might be a little ambitious, but that's what I'm going to take. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, some small games this week. All right. Virginia Tech minus 20. If y'all are really looking for something confident here, I think Virginia Tech blows Middle Tennessee out of the water. And this is someone who knows a decent amount about Conference USA and Middle Tennessee specifically. Virginia Tech is going to run them out the building. Virginia Tech minus 20. Actually, I'm going to text one of my friends about this right now. Virginia Tech minus 20. Hammer. Yeah, Virginia Tech minus 20 is a lock for me pretty much. I think that if you can get them at 19.5, that's even better. The thing is, I'm not even picking Virginia Tech only because they beat North Carolina. I'm picking them also because I know what Middle Tennessee is. Middle Tennessee is not a good team, not a good program at this moment in time. unless if they have completely revamped and overhauled their team, then it's Virginia Tech all day -20. Adrian says whoever establishes the run in the Oregon Ohio State game will win the game. I agree, but I think Ohio State has a way more options here. And I think Oregon, without Kayvon Thibodeau's defensive line, is going to be interesting to see. I don't know if they're going to be able to create that havoc that they're going to have to create. And if they did have Kayvon Thibodeau, I think that it would be really interesting because Stroud was not impressive last week at all. But he made plays in the second half that were a lot better, but in the first half he looked awful. Yeah, I just saw your second comment. Yeah, pretty much. If they can get to him, they'll be close. But without Thibodeau, I don't know how they can do that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Air Force Navy. Okay. TCU Cal. A lot of people are just hammering TCU -11.5 against Cal. TCU is a really good team. UCLA is I don't know what UCLA is. UCLA is always just a weird team to evaluate unless they have Jared Goff or Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, TCU -11.5 probably would be my pick. I like that. A&M Colorado, 17 points is a lot only because this offense for A&M I don't fully trust. That's going to be interesting. But Colorado hasn't played a game yet, so we don't really know what we're getting from Colorado. That's one I'm going to stay away from. Alabama Mercer. Any picks for Alabama Mercer? 55 points. Alabama -55 against Mercer. Yeah, that's fun. This is the big one here. Iowa State, Iowa, 3:30 Central Time. Iowa State -4.5 against Iowa. The trendy pick, I think, is Iowa plus 4.5, right? I think that's probably the trendy pick here, and that's probably what I would pick. Even though Iowa State is probably the more talented team, I think Iowa can at least slow them down defensively, and I think milk the clock. I think it's gonna be a close game, so I think the way Iowa plays doesn't lend itself to being a blowout. So I like the 4.5 points for Iowa there. God, there are some blowout games this week. Week 2 is always an interesting week because you have first week games where they're just like really fascinating, and then in week 2, I feel like you have a drop off in the quality of games because a lot of teams get their FCS opponents in, like Clemson, SC State, like West Virginia, LIU, like Charlotte Gardner Webb, like I just clicked that. My fault. You have a lot of FCS games this week, so that's where I'm like, we'll see how it goes. Let's keep rolling. Let's go through these. George Harvey takes Iowa. All right. Yep. Same. Join me on that. Again, FCS. A lot of teams get their FCS games out the way here. Houston Rice. I'll take Houston -7.5 as someone who has seen a lot of both of these teams over the past few years. Yeah, Adrian says it's confidence week after week 1, 100%. 100%. Win or lose, really, pretty much. Everybody in the country just like, all right, let's just pick it right back up. Or if you played an FCS game in the first week, then you play a decent team in the second week. But a lot of it, that's just not how it goes. Houston Rice, I'm taking Houston with 7.5. Pretty comfortable with that. Rice played really well against Arkansas last week, but I think that was a lot of Arkansas being really bad than Rice being really good. And Rice still ended up losing by 20 points, I think, 18 points, something like that. So I don't think Rice is on the level of Houston at all. So I think I'm going to take Houston -7.5. Texas, Arkansas. I don't trust Arkansas. I don't trust Arkansas. Not that I am a huge believer in Texas, but I'm taking Arkansas. I'm sorry, I'm taking Texas -6.5 here pretty comfortably. Another game I'll be watching, North Texas SMU, because I'm from North Texas, right there. Not in the camera, right there. I'm taking North Texas to cover 22.5 point spread. I think they can score enough to make it interesting. NC State, Mississippi State's actually a really good game. I don't know. I can't pick that one, actually. That's tough. That's a good game, though. I'll keep my eye on that one. 6:00, so I probably won't be watching much of it, but it's there. FCS. FCS. Oh, these are two FCS teams, but you know what I mean. Unless it's Alcorn. Louisville, Texas Tech, Troy Liberty. That's an interesting one. Troy Liberty is an interesting game. I thought Liberty would get more points, but I don't know anything about Troy. Does anybody know anything about Troy? Because I don't. But Troy Liberty is one that is actually a really interesting game. Like if you just got nothing else to watch until the LSU game starts. FIU, Texas State, Liberty. Okay, we got Liberty here. App State, Miami. I'm gonna take Miami minus 7.5. Even though I do like what App State does in their running back, I'm gonna take Miami. Let's see if we can get to the end of these. Kentucky, Missouri. Any opinions on Kentucky, Missouri? I don't know. I don't know. Kentucky has the more talented team. I don't know. I'm not going to touch that game, but that's an interesting game. 6:30 Kentucky, Missouri. I mean, is that the first SEC game of the year? I'm definitely forgetting one, but that's a Kentucky big. George Harvey says. Okay, I'll roll with that. Kentucky is the more talented team. I wouldn't be surprised at that. That's a good game though. LSU McNeese. We have a bunch of lines now. This was not here. This was not here early in the week. So here we are, LSU McNeese. We've made it officially. We are on the Sportsline page 39. That's such a big number. The thing is, I have McNeese State at 14 points. There could just be a scenario where they score like less than 10 or 10 or less. And if that's the case, LSU would have to get to 49, which I think they can do. I think LSU is scoring over 50. The question is McNeese. I'm going to take LSU to cover here. I'm not going to bet it because 39 is a huge. Oh, I don't bet anyways, but I'm not going to pick it because I think that's a huge number. But I would take LSU to cover there. I would. Let's get through the rest of these here. Washington, Michigan. 6.5 is a lot of points. I know Washington just lost to Montana. I can't. Oh man, I can't pick this. Part of me wants to say take the 6.5 points with Washington just because, if nothing else, Washington can play some defense and Michigan is not, this powerhouse team here. But Washington's not good on offense at all. They're not. And as a result, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to take Michigan minus 6.5 here. Why not? Let's roll the dice. Roll the dice. All right, last ones here. Any games stick out here? Vanderbilt is a 6.5 point dog to Colorado State. What is Vanderbilt, man? What is Vanderbilt? Utah, BYU. Yeah, I would probably. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know about that one actually. I'd probably take 7. If you can get that 6.5 Utah, I'd probably take that actually. USC Stanford. That's a fun game at 9:30 p.m. Hawaii, Oregon State. Nothing. And then yeah, that's it for this week. Man, it's gonna be a fun week. I'm just glad that I get to go to a home game. For those of you who have maybe listened to me in the past talk, I've never been to a major college football game. So for me, today is going to be a very, very interesting, unique experience. I'm not sure how it's going to go exactly. I hope a lot of people show up for the game. I'm sure they will, but I've never experienced anything like that. So I'm looking forward to being able to experience that. So we'll see how it goes. I wanted to keep this short, kind of just for y'all to ask questions, Q&A, talk about LSU McNeese. Try to do these every Saturday, so we'll do these next Saturday as well. Just in terms of being able to talk to y'all, interact with y'all, have this up on YouTube. Follow our YouTube page as well. George says, bring your sunglasses on the east side. I'm in the press box. I don't know. I'm in the press box. So is that on the east side of the stadium? If you said if I'm on the field for the game. Oh, I read the different. I read it. Did y'all both say? Oh, okay. Adrian said, "Bring your sunglasses if you're on the east side of the stadium." I'm in the press box. I don't know if I'm there. Make sure you're on the field pregame. Trust me. I will see. I will see. Again, I have no idea what to expect or how it goes. I'm gonna follow my man Shay Dixon around like a puppy. That's really just what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be just there following him everywhere. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a fun game, and I think it's gonna be one that I probably won't forget anytime soon. So I'm looking forward to it. Central Michigan next week's gonna be a lot of fun as well. I didn't see Central Michigan on here. Oh yes, they do. They play Robert Morris as 37.5-point favorites. So another FCS game. Another FCS game here. We love it. We love to get these out of the way right now so that way we can actually learn about these teams. But George says Shea will make sure you're on the field pregame. All right. I would love it. I love it. Shout out Shay, man. What a guy. All right, here we got one of the final comment here. Big game for Max Johnson. They need to open up the playbook first half and see how he soaks it in versus the level of competition and trust he makes the right reads and makes the corrections. I agree that it's a big game for Max Johnson. I think more than anything, I need to see to go along with your point of opening up the playbook. I need to see them have explosive plays with receivers other than Butte. I think they really need to establish other receivers, whether it's Jere Jenkins, Brian Thomas, whoever it is, Trey Palmer, whoever it is, they need to establish them as deep threats as well because right now they're pretty one-dimensional. It feels like they have a bunch of good receivers that can get open in the intermediate to short range, and then they have Butte to take the top off defense, which UCLA basically took away outside of the big touchdown. I need to see Max Johnson continue to spread the ball around, but also spread it around for big plays down the field. So that's what I'm going to be interested to see. Burgess, is it on TV? It's on ESPN Plus and SEC Network. Some TV providers have SEC Network. You can, I don't know. You can ask your TV provider. I'm not sure. As a kid, I don't know. As a younger person here, I have streamed. I'm not going to promote illegal streamings, but I have streamed a lot of games that are not on TV. You just have to be creative and you have to, kind of dig for them a bit if you're really desperate. But I'm trying to think. I pay $6 or $7 a month for ESPN Plus, so that's how I'm going to have it on my computer. Again, yes, it's on ESPN Plus and SEC Network. It might be tough for some people to access, but this is the one game a year, I believe, that is going to be on SEC Network. I don't know. Maybe there'll be more on SEC Network. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to be watching on ESPN Plus. So if you want to spend $6-7 to watch the game, ESPN Plus is the move there. Tight end is always the quarterback's best friend. Build that trust 100%. And like I said before, Jack Bech is my guy. Jack Bech is the one that I really trust to make plays on the as a tight end. And I think we saw flashes of that last week. We saw him targeted 2 or 3 times throughout the game, and he caught one of them. I saw him at practice, man. Jack Bech is an athlete. He's a receiver, and he can create serious problems for linebackers and safeties. So I like Jack Bech as a key contributor moving forward this year, and I said that before the season. So we'll see how that goes for him, but I think they need to use him more. And, use Cole Taylor. Cole Taylor's not bad as well, but I would definitely prioritize Jack Bech first. Y'all like this? I got this at Walmart. It's a little ghost. It's like a Halloween. Best $10 I've ever spent. Look at this. Has a little LSU tiger chain or bead necklace on. LSU sunglasses on. I think this is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I just put that up yesterday, so I'm very proud of it. So that's all this stream is right now is just looking at that. John Emery out for how long? I saw his academics too. He was practicing. Coach O basically said that he wasn't sure when they were going to get him and who was it, John Trey Kirkland, when they were going to be back. But they were both practicing, I believe, and so I'm not sure. I don't know how the athletic side, the academic side of it works. I'm not sure how they're a week into the school year and it's academics. Maybe it was something from the summer. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully John Emery's back sometime soon. Hopefully for next week's game. But at the end of the day, get your academics right. That's priority. So we'll see how that goes. If it is academics, which I've heard it is as well. All right. Any more questions or anything? I'm gonna log it off. I figured we do this at 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:30. Just talk to y'all real quick about some of the games around the country. Talk to y'all about LSU McNeese. Talk just some Q&A for y'all. I think this was fun. I enjoyed doing these. Kind of get some interaction with y'all. Again, go 247. Follow us on Twitter. We'll have updates throughout the game. Follow me on Twitter right here. Yes, I got it right first time. Right here. That's my Twitter. Y'all can follow me. Enjoy the game. If y'all are gonna be going to the game, tailgating, whatever y'all gonna be doing. That's another reason why I did this so early, because I figured a lot of people would be tailgating. And yeah, I appreciate everybody's support, everybody interacting, everybody watching, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, however y'all are watching. And yeah, y'all have a good one, and I will talk to y'all later.